Hello everyone, hope you guys are having a great day. It is April 3rd, and today I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about next week's severe weather. It looks like mid next week we're going to have maybe a chance of kind of a decent severe weather setup. It's going to be in a little bit of a different area than we've seen in the past couple of weeks, and so that's going to be kind of the main focus of today's video. Looks like the pattern for winter weather and stuff like that's going to be relatively calm, which we are starting to get into April, so we don't really see a whole lot of winter weather. But we still do have that chance. But it looks like severe weather is going to start to get going once again or kind of, yeah, or mid next week, maybe even early next week. So let's get started. So right now, the SPC, of course, this is the day one outlook. Really nothing. Just a thunderstorm risk in areas of New Mexico, Texas, and to western Louisiana, but no organized severe thunderstorms are forecasted for today. Um, we go down here, Monday the 5th is when it starts to get a little bit more interesting. The SPC has issued a marginal risk, and then Tuesday, not really, and then Wednesday, we have a severe threat, which that's kind of a 15% area, which we click on Wednesday. We go to Wednesday's outlook, which is day 5. 15% risk. That's kind of the equivalent. That's kind of the equivalent to a slight risk. And then on day 3, we have our marginal right here. So, and this is kind of along the warm front. So let's get started. We're gonna look at some models. So this is the NAM. This is the NAM model here. Let's go out to Monday. So this is Monday at 21Z. Let's kind of see the pattern we have. This is 500 millibar winds. Nothing. We don't have anything looking too good in this area. Kind of. It looks. I mean, the best area is to the west. The best setup. But that's not the area we're gonna be watching. We're gonna be watching right along this warm front. So we go to surface and precipitation. Let's get out dew points, or let's look at dew points so we can see surface lows and things like that. It seems like Monday at 21Z, which is around 3 to 4 p.m. Monday afternoon, we have our low kind of setting up right here. We have a warm front right here, and cold front or dry line stretched down like that. We'll just say kind of let's just call it a cold front for now. We have warm, moist air here. Not extremely moist, dew points in the 50s and maybe around 60, but definitely supportive of some severe weather. And we could see some severe weather along this warm front. We take some soundings. Let's take one in kind of southeastern Minnesota. Definitely not terrible. We have a 57-degree dew point, very steep lapse rates, especially at the surface, and plenty of instability with this. Instability is not going to be a problem. Shear is rather low, though. It doesn't look like we're going to have a perfect tornado chance on Monday. More or less looks like it's going to be mainly a severe weather event. But I'd say we could have some storms that bring pretty large hail to that area. Let's zoom in on the north central US here and go to composite reflectivity. Let's see what the NAM is forecasting. So 21Z Monday, we have kind of a storm in west central Minnesota. Let's take a sounding right in front of that. Once again, this is a great sounding for severe weather. 2,500 Cape, plenty of really steep surface lapse rates and decent upper level lapse rates also. Critical angle is 119. Hodo, this is not going to really be a tornado sounding. You would not really get a good chance of tornadoes out of this. If you have anything, it's going to be a weaker tornado. But this is going to support decent chances of some severe weather and very large hail. I think hail is going to be, I think we could get a slight risk for hail on Monday. We can go to different forecasts hour. We can go to Tuesday at 00Z. Kind of indicates maybe an MCS. Moving east, we can take a sounding right to the south of that. Because if we take it on it, it's going to be contaminated. Once again, this is getting into kind of almost kind of a sunset. This is around 7 p.m. We have still plenty of instability. Not completely capped at all. Hodo actually looks a little bit better. This would be supportive of maybe some tornadic development if we can get the right storm mode. This would support tornadoes, these shear profiles. And still mainly a severe sounding. That still looks very good, though. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a slight risk. In fact, I think we're going to get a slight risk by day 1. And I think it's going to be issued right for this area right here. Maybe a little bit smaller than that, but that's the area I'm thinking. Go to 03Z on Tuesday. Maybe even some more storms firing behind us. Let's take some soundings with those. And this shear profile, not really good at all. We don't have a lot of speed shear or anything like that. Let's get a new sounding. That one's kind of contaminated. Let's take one in southwestern Minnesota. A little bit better shear. Still not perfect. Still plenty of instability. Once again, this is going to be mainly a severe sounding, and it is a little bit more capped as we're getting into the overnight hours. So that could maybe limit some chance of tornadoes overnight. I'd say the best looking area for tornadoes kind of looks like this area. Maybe this area right here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think they're going to issue a slight risk, and it's going to be right in this area here. Monday does look very interesting. Now we go out to Tuesday, and this is Tuesday at 15Z. We're going to go to dew points. Our surface low is way to the southwest. We have our warm front stretched out like this. Let's zoom a little bit. Let's go further to the south. Let's actually go national here. Continental U.S. Surface lows down here, kind of in western Kansas. We have our warm front stretched up like this. Cold front down here. Take some soundings. Let's just take a few. One in northern Kansas here. Yeah, no, that's... What the? Okay. All right. All right, sorry. That's kind of weird. All right. Well, and that's a terrible sounding, but so we'll go to composite reflectivity and try and take another one. Maybe take one in front of this potential, not really convection, but maybe some rain showers out in Oklahoma. See what those could bring. Yeah, no, those are just going to be rain showers. Nothing major with those at all. So let's go later in the afternoon. This is still in the morning, though. Let's go later in the afternoon. This is Tuesday at 18Z. Go to dew points. See what we have. Decent looking setup, maybe. Take one in Kansas. Yeah, no. I'm gonna... that's not happening. Take one maybe further to the north. We can take one in southern Iowa. See what we got with this one. This is better still. Yeah, still very capped. Capping is a significant issue on Tuesday. Let's go back to composite reflectivity. We're going to go to 21Z on Tuesday. And take a sounding. Let's take one in kind of eastern Kansas. Once again, yeah, no, that's not happening. Shear is good. It's just capping is a significant issue, and we don't have a whole lot of instability. Capping is a significant issue on Tuesday, according to the NAM model. Now, we're going to talk about this again in tomorrow's video as we get closer to it, but capping seems to be a big issue on Tuesday for severe weather. I don't think we're going to see much of a chance of severe weather on Tuesday. Maybe some thunderstorms in some areas, maybe a marginal risk, but we may not even get a marginal risk out of this with this capping. But Tuesday does look okay. Now, let's go to Wednesday, because Wednesday is the big day. Now, we're going to switch to the GFS model for Wednesday. Yeah, no, we're going to go to dew points and wind barbs. So Wednesday, the SPC kind of targets further to the south. That's kind of their target area. So let's go to 15Z, see what kind of setup we have. Nice surface low, maybe even a little bit of a negative tilt to that. Nice, strong surface low in northern Kansas and southern Nebraska. Very strong cold front. Nice warm front. This is just a classic storm system here. I love the look of this. Nice southwesterly surface winds and southerly surface winds, bringing up warm, moist air from the Gulf. And dew is in the 60s. We can take some soundings with us. This is at 15Z, by the way. So this is pretty good. This is not a bad sounding. Now, this would definitely support tornadic activity. This shear profile. The only problem is that we have capping, and we don't have a whole lot of instability. But this shear would support tornadoes for sure. And let's go later in the day, though, maybe when we get some more instability, moving into that area. Take even a sounding maybe right by the low. Take one in southern Iowa. And shear profiles are not as good up here. This would mainly be a marginal severe threat, maybe with some damaging wind gusts, maybe some hail also with that. Now, let's go to composite reflectivity, see what the GFS is having for 18Z. Maybe some storms on the backside of this. Maybe that might just... Yeah, that's not really going to happen, okay? So let's go back up. Let's go into Missouri. This is kind of interesting here. We don't have a lot of instability. We do have a little bit, though. Capped. Slightly capped sounding, but shear profiles would support a marginal tornado threat. I'm talking like a 2% risk, maybe a 5% if you're really lucky. And that's kind of from the SPC standpoint. Now, go to 21Z Wednesday. Nice storm system. We can take a sounding in southeastern Kansas. That kind of would be a secondary target if we can get instability and enough moisture behind that low. That's kind of an area we normally see maybe a chance of some land spout type tornadoes. They're not really tornadoes, but some land spout type things, and kind of a large hail threat. Indicates the GFS kind of maybe indicates kind of a messy storm mode in the south. Take a sounding in Mississippi. Tornado threat not as good as in the morning. Take a sounding maybe right here in Arkansas. This is what I'm talking about here. Now, we don't have a lot of instability. It is kind of capped, but not too much. Just this capping wouldn't really affect it a whole lot. It could still be a problem, but not as much as some of the other soundings we've taken in this video. Shear is definitely supportive of maybe an isolated tornado or two, maybe in some scattered tornadoes. This shear is not bad, and this Hodo is looking decent. So this would definitely support maybe even a 10% risk from the SPC. So that is pretty significant. I'm thinking that Wednesday kind of looks the most interesting in this area here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know why I drew that line. Sorry. So that's Wednesday. Now we continue to go out into Tuesday. I can't control that right now, but we go out the not Tuesday, Thursday. I think I said that. I'm not sure, but Thursday we have. This is 15Z. Let's go to dew points. We have our nice low starting to fall apart here. Stationary front or cold front kind of stretched out back here, and it looks like we have our dying storms located in North Georgia. Let's take one. They're right over. They're in kind of the southern Appalachians, but let's take one here. Yeah, that's not gonna do too much. Not gonna be too much of a problem. Just maybe some thunderstorms. Take one further to the south in Mississippi, or not Mississippi, Alabama. This would maybe bring a severe threat, maybe an isolated tornado. It would be pretty weak though. Thursday, maybe some kind of risk in this area here. I'm not really going to pay too much attention to Thursday. Thursday doesn't look too good. The GFS indicates maybe something moving across the southern Appalachians into South Carolina. Now, these steep surface lapse rates are decent, but still, we don't have good shear and not a lot of moisture to work with, so that's not really good. And we continue to go later. We go to 21Z, and it still moves further into South Carolina, but I'd say maybe. I think we're going to have a severe weather risk Thursday. I don't think it's going to be as big as Wednesday. Wednesday, by far, looks like the best day out of all these days, Wednesday and Monday. Thursday, I think we're going to see maybe a marginal risk. But it's still kind of far out to say it exactly. But Thursday looks like we could see maybe another severe weather day, just not as significant as Wednesday. But yeah, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow, but yes, goodbye.